right, so am talking about session start. This is how you would write it. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what they are first, and then I'll go into some examples of session start. So a session start is a way to store information in variables to be used across multiple pages. Unlike cookies, they are not stored onto the user's computer. They are actually stored onto your web server. Um, so cookies, the reason that we have session starts is cookies don't work for storing large amounts of information, especially for things like carts for e-commerce. So sessions were developed in PHP to help with that particular problem. So instead of storing all of your large data in a cookie in the visitor's browser, so in the user's browser, the session lets you store your data on your web server, so the site's web server, which is really nice. The only value that is stored in the browser is a single cookie containing the session ID. So session start, this tag right here, looks for a session ID to start a new session, or if no session is found, it starts a new session. So let's just navigate over here really quick so I can show you. Okay, so this is something that I found in Web3 Schools. I thought it was a really good example, so I wanted to use it to illustrate what it was. Okay, so we're going to start by starting a session, just by using that start session tag that I was talking about. It is a PHP, so it needs to be surrounded by your PHP element tag. And then we're going to put things into the session because we are creating a new session in this case. And then lastly, they did echo to be like, okay, the variables are set now. In this example, okay, we're saying session start. We already created a new session right here. So actually it's starting the session. It's using that user ID. And then it's echoing, oh, the favorite color, and it says favorite color is green. We can see from right here that is actually what we set. And the same with favorite animal is a cat. We set that previously in our last session and we stored it on the web server. So it's going to have that information already stored on our web server. And all we have to do is call it in order to access it. And we start by, everything starts here by putting session start. So it's a really, really cool feature for not dejunking and putting lots of information on the user's browser. Instead, we're relying heavily on our web server to have lots of information still accessible. So that is session start in a nutshell.